Hello and welcome back to Super Smash or Pass. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Rayman. Now, Rayman, much like characters like Sonic, started off as a competitor-exclusive character, and that was back in 1995. But in 1999, Rayman made the jump over to the Game Boy with his first original game. It's the same game that they released in 1995, just ported over to the Game Boy Color. And it also was, after that, re-released a couple years later on the Game Boy Advanced as well. The original Rayman game came out in 1995. And it was on a competitor's console, and they ported it over to the Game Boy Color in the year 2000 and to the Game Boy Advanced in 2001. But before these ports happened, in 1999, the second Rayman game came out on the Nintendo 64, and that was actually the first Rayman game to appear on Nintendo consoles. In 2003, Rayman 3 came out on the GameCube, and in 2011, Rayman Origins came out for the Wii. And most recently, we have Rayman Legends, which came out on the Wii U in 2013 and was also just recently ported over to the Nintendo Switch. So, similarly to Crash, Rayman did start off as a competitor console, but he slowly came into the fold and has been consistently making an appearance on Nintendo consoles since 1999. Now, Rayman would suffer a little bit from platformer syndrome, I think, because of just the nature of how platformers work. And what I mean by platformer syndrome is that he probably just kind of plays similarly to characters like Mario or Sonic or like Crash, like we talked about in the first episode. And it's not like it's a tremendous thing. It's just his base moves would probably be a little bit similar to Mario's. However, I really do think that Rayman has enough to pull from his other games, so I really don't think this is an issue at all. And it's obviously not something that I think should prevent the character from joining the cast or anything like that. As for his Final Smash, I genuinely have no idea what they could use. I have played very, very little Rayman. In fact, the extent of my playing with the game was the Legends demo on the Switch, and I liked it, it was fun, but I really don't know much about this character or his series. So I'm going to have to leave the Final Smash one to you guys in the comments to let me know what it should be, because I just don't know. And in my research, I couldn't find something that was like, this is the obvious choice. I couldn't find anything like that. For assist trophies, I think that Globox, I don't know how to pronounce it, or Barbara should probably be an assist trophy. Although personally, I would go with Globox over Barbara because it seems to me like he has more history with the series. Also, I just prefer his design over Barbara's. So that's why, mainly, I would make him the assist trophy. He looks cool. He's my favorite character of the three. Now, like I said earlier, Rayman has made consistent appearances on Nintendo consoles since 1999. And while we have been on a little bit of a break with Rayman since 2013, the game did get ported over to Switch, and Ubisoft did stick with Nintendo through the dark ages, at least with the first Rayman game. So I know they kind of backed out after that, but you know, they put a game on Wii U, so I think like just that, they should be able to get a character in Smash, honestly. Just for that. But it's also important to know that Ubisoft and Nintendo has a really good relationship right now. Obviously, Star Fox is appearing in that game that's not a Star Fox game, but probably it's going to play a lot like a Star Fox game. I'll put it up here so you guys know what I'm talking about. I forgot the name, which looks great, by the way. I want to play that game. So that game, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle happened, and it's probably not soon enough for Mario and Rabbids to join the cast. You know, a Rabbid would be, to me, almost make more sense at this point than Rayman. And I know that's a controversial opinion, and I know that's probably going to get people annoyed, but it's not because I have anything against Rayman. I think he's a pretty good inclusion, but I do think the Rabbids would just make more sense because they have that crossover with Mario, and if you're going to pull from Kingdom Battle specifically, it would make more sense because it's a pretty big Nintendo Switch game. But like I said, I do think they're way too early. You know, the roster was made back in 2015, and Nintendo's relationship with Ubisoft was very different back then than it is today, in my opinion. So that might be a little shaky. So I don't know if Rayman will be included in the roster because of this. But realistically speaking, he probably has very good chances to be DLC for this game. And of course, because of this, I haven't been very shy of saying that Rayman is probably going to get the verdict of I think it's just very obvious for this character. I think he's a smart inclusion. Obviously, the artsy Omni leaks set the internet on fire because everybody wanted this character in. Rayman, Globox, and Barbara made appearances as trophies in at least the Wii U version. I'm not sure if they were also in the 3DS version or not, but they did make appearances in the Wii U version. So Sakurai is aware of these characters, Nintendo's aware of these characters, and Nintendo's relationship with Ubisoft right now is just so good that if Rayman doesn't get in on the base game, he'll probably one of the DLC characters, 100% guaranteed on that. And of course, we go back to last week, we're in a 94 to 5% split, which that doesn't equal 100. YouTube 94 plus 5. It's not 100. That doesn't make sense. It should be 95 to 5. But whatever. 1% of you guys just didn't vote. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. I'm not hurt at all. Bayon D is though, so rude. But yeah, last week you guys gave Bayon D the verdict of Smash in a 94 to 95% split, and that's probably the most high-rated character we've had in the fan verdict. I know you guys didn't really get to vote on some of the earlier characters, but you know, for these characters that we have been voting ever since the Geno episode. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff down below, and we'll see you next week with a new episode of Super Smash Bros. Bye.